Good morning, everybody. Normally I wouldn't do a video while I'm driving, but this topic presses sorely upon my mind these days. Now, my wife is from Colombia, and so she's got family back in Colombia, and so I've got a bunch of in-laws out there that are really good people, and we love them. And just found out this morning, my brother-in-law, who's a cop, he's a policia, he has to wait in a 10-hour line to get gasoline. Can you guys imagine that? Do you know where I last saw that happen? Vicariously through video during a I don't want to say non-crisis situation, but, this has nothing to do with the pandemic, or very little to do with the pandemic directly. This is something that's, I've seen in an expose video about Cuba. I saw it sometime in the last year, I believe, and this video it was made within the last couple of years, if I recall correct. Cuba sucks, guys. Anyone who thinks, but socialism is so great, communism is so great, free healthcare. Bernie Sanders was bragging about healthcare. It may not be great, but it's free. Okay, because in true Bernie Sanders fashion, because there's nothing wrong with waiting in a line. Oh, really? Nobody ever died waiting in line in Soviet Russia? I was about to say, in Soviet Russia, lines wait on you, right? All of those funny Soviet jokes, okay? I mean, they're endless. They create themselves. And I first heard about those from an expatriate former Soviet citizen. He used to be part of the Highlander Warriors reenactment group. This guy, a Russian Jew, not like religiously Jewish, but ethnically Jewish. For those of you to whom that makes sense, because some say Judaism is a religion, not a race. Judaism's a religion, but Jewish is a race, and a people and a culture. So, anyways, he taught me about those jokes, and I've been hearing them ever since. Communism sucks, guys, and I've emphasized that a few times here already. The reason I bring that up, not to horribly push my political agenda here, you have major stuff happening. So in 2020, we had to deal with all the George Floyd. Unless you're Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, you can call him George Kirby, as she called him twice in a row in the same speech. And then Chuck Schumer said it, and then he caught himself in his mistake. It's kind of interesting how that happens, right? And yes, I've seen the video footage of that. Okay? So I'm not just making that up. There's a reason why Salty Cracker keeps calling George Floyd George Kirby. Anything related to George Floyd, he'll say the George Kirby riots. Okay? So we had to deal with George Kirby riots. We had to deal with all the Antifa stuff over the last 5 years, whatever. Ever since Trump won the 2016 election, which he did, okay? He might have won the popular vote. He definitely won the electoral vote. So, like it or not, he legally won that election. Since late November, early December, I remember hearing about some Antifa-style riots. I didn't know what Antifa was back then, but I mean, shortly afterwards, I would learn a lot more about these people. I mean, the battle of Berkeley, all that kind of stuff. The battles, there's 3 battles of Berkeley between the Antifa commies and the Patriots, dressed up in costumes. It was actually pretty entertaining. What's happening in Colombia is not so entertaining. They're dealing with the same kind of crap now that we dealt with in 2020, and in my opinion, from the same type of people. Okay, communists. You can say, it's a bunch of we have basically indigenous people who are basically siding with FARC. FARC is the communist political party of of Colombia. Now, Colombian government doesn't recognize them as a party, as far as I understand it. They've been fighting FARC, because FARC has been doing revolutionary activities since at least the 1970s, as I recall. I mean, they steal children and raise them up to be soldiers. Okay, you live out in the countryside somewhere. Well, they might steal your kids, and then you don't see your kids until they grow up, and either if they're lucky enough after killing and kidnapping people themselves, and being involved in this whole horrible system, maybe if they can escape, they can, and they're not yet 18, they can become part of the reintegration program, get reintegrated into society. However, recently there's been some, I guess, a spike in deaths of former revolutionaries who've reintegrated. Now, look, quite frankly, I don't blame whoever killed those people, because, quite frankly, if you kidnap children, and if you're a communist revolutionary and you're killing people, and you are kidnapping children, watch a Netflix show called La Niña. Now, sure, Caracol is the producer of it, and Caracol is like one of the only like national like stations of Colombia, but still, that is accurate to what happens. Okay, like they do kidnap people, but these people can actually get into a reintegration program. But then some people have been complaining about, like, some former revolutionary leader, I think some young guy, I can't remember his name, or maybe it's a woman, I don't know, because they do that too. They're complaining. They're rejoining FARC. Big surprise. I don't trust a red. I don't trust a red. I don't. Okay. So, and maybe whoever killed these people, if they weren't like politically motivated deaths designed to, reincite the whole, riots and revolution and whatnot. If that wasn't the purpose of those killings, if it really was just some kind of revenge on behalf of like some cops, well, I'm not justifying it. I understand it. So right now, though, that's a minor issue, though, in what's going on. What's going on right now is the president is an idiot. Okay, I mean, the president of Colombia is not making the best decisions. He's basically putting higher taxes on all food, and other resources. He's also cutting pensions for people who are not government employees. So if you've been working to build a pension, well, he wants to confiscate the pension to cover basically government expenditures. And people are pissed about it. Now, I understand. I mean, they're right to be pissed about it. The problem is the indigenous folks from the hills are, they're showing up with machetes, and they're marching into the cities to basically cause peaceful protesting. But then at the same time, you've got all these riots, and people are saying, if you watch online, oh my gosh, man, you've got an unbelievable amount of small clips of people that are dying and getting hurt and all this stuff, or cops attacking people, whatever. Here's the thing. Here's the reality. I said this initially when it came to the George Kirby situation. I want to see all the video footage. I really do. Now, here's the reason why. Now, I got a buddy. We'll just call him the Jew because he's Jewish. He goes on a little website called 4chan. If you want to find out what's really going on in the world, you want to find video footage of what's really happening, you go to 4chan. But it's the front door to the dark web. I mean, there's all kinds of horrible things. You want to see the beheadings of people you want to see those two lesbians that went to Morocco, I think it was, and thought, we're just going to be progressive and show up living our lifestyle in their country, and it's going to be fine because we're a bunch of stupid American Democrat liberal lesbians. Okay? Well, they got their heads cut off. My buddy was able to find that video. No joke. And now, I don't watch these videos. I don't want to see soldiers get their heads cut off. American soldiers get their heads cut off by ISIS. But you can find all that stuff in 4chan. Okay? So, what is he finding on 4chan about Colombia? Well, he's sending me lots of videos of what's going on. I mean, you got people whose entire businesses are getting burnt down by these peaceful protesters. Sounds kind of like Minneapolis, Minnesota. Sounds like the LA riots. Sounds like a lot of things, okay? But especially in 2020, it sounds like all the George Kirby riots that have been happening. It sounds like Kenosha, Wisconsin, okay? And you know what sucks about Colombia? They don't have a Second Amendment. They can't defend themselves the way Kyle Rittenhouse and others were defending their homes and businesses. And Kyle Rittenhouse wasn't his house, wasn't his business, but it was a place he worked. Okay, and the problem is all of the main media right now. The main media in Colombia is like it's basically government. The alternative media is basically all Antifa. If you really want to get down to it, the real truth is on neither. It's on 4chan. Okay, you can see. I've seen video footage. And I googled some of this stuff, and I found maybe YouTube did. Anyways, I did find a video on a more mainstream source where you have the cops just standing there while these peaceful protesters are tearing down statues. Sounds familiar. Kind of sounds like America in 2020. It kind of sounds like BLM and Antifa. Okay? Oh, it turns out these peaceful protesters in Colombia, who the cops are just mercilessly killing, allegedly, well, they're allied with FARC. Yeah, they're allied with the communists. So I don't trust any communist. I don't trust any socialist to tell me the full truth or to believe in actual facts. I don't, because they don't. So I don't believe anything that they claim to believe. You may have good-hearted socialists out there that really believe in their stupid philosophy. The problem is they're willing to overlook the fact that Jake Blake was attacked by these several cops because he was violating. He had a warrant out for his arrest. He had sexually assaulted his baby mama. She actually did the rape kit. All that stuff. What happens? He attacks the cops. He tries to go get a knife, and they shoot him in the back. He ends up handcuffed to a hospital bed, and Kamala Harris gets him $1 million, and talks about how Black Lives Matter. Oh, but what about believe all women, right? What about believe all women? Apparently that doesn't matter because the perpetrator is black. And right now, if you're black, you are a pawn of the people that want to destroy America. BLM doesn't care about black people. Antifa doesn't care about stopping fascists. Okay, it's all a lie. They're communists, straight up. Okay, and Antifa admits it that they are, and the BLM leaders admit that they're trained Marxists. So you tell me, are they not really communists? Because I kind of think they are. Well, the same thing's happening in Colombia, and I've seen now. First, my buddy got a 4chan video. And there's this, looks like some community leader wearing a black mask. Black mask, big surprise. Sounds kind of like Antifa. Okay, so what does he do? He's talking to the people, and the translation was something like, it was actually very similar to the way my wife translated it. My wife translated it as being, there's good people out there too, but if they won't fight with us, we kill them. Now, my wife's a fluent native Colombian Spanish speaker, and this is Colombian Spanish being spoken. So, I'm gonna believe her translation. This is not during the middle of a peaceful protest, and this is not, this is them obviously planning something, kind of like Antifa's been doing. So that's what freaks me out. So this guy had his whole business burned down. You see him just standing there crying in this one video. He's just standing up crying like a baby out in the street. Like the day after a nighttime riot that got his business burned down. Big surprise. Same thing happened here in 2020. my wife and I have been debating the nature of what's going on. She has one sister who's married to a cop, and she has one sister who automatically believes everything that the media says, which is that, oh, the cops are just out there killing people. I can't tell you how many clips my wife has shown me where they're cutting and pasting and stuff, so to speak. They're basically editing it so much that you see some guy standing there, then he gets shot. The camera is focused on the guy, and then it switches over to the left, and you see a couple guys running towards him as if they're trying to help him. And it's like, the cop shot this guy? Why are they running towards this guy to help him? There's gunshots firing. Tell me that. Why would you be running to this guy from a distance? No, I'm telling you, those guys shot him. And whoever's filming it, they're part of it's conspiracy. It's what Alex Jones would call the information war. Okay? There's another one where I'd have to look at this video again. My wife showed me, and the ones that are always suspicious are the ones where you have the camera's focused on one side, and then all of a sudden it very calmly shifts over. So like the camera's focused, in this direction. It was over here, but now it's over here, and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of gunshots over here. And the camera doesn't freak out. It's not going blah, 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 blah. It just stays right here super calmly, and then all of a sudden shifts over there. So why is that? Why is that? Oh, it's because they're trying to hide what really happened. And it means the camera person in many of these instances are part of the protest. They're not just part of the protest. They're part of a disinformation campaign, and it's obvious. You look at the other videos that are on 4chan. You can see that these protesters are not the good guys. Now, my brother-in-law, he wants to go. His buddies are getting shot at. Okay, they're getting attacked, and he wants to go join. He wants to go join in and fight these rioters. I don't blame him. If my buddies are getting rocks thrown at them and all that stuff, get attacked, even getting killed, getting stabbed. Saw a group of guys go up and stab a cop in one video. You have one guy that goes up and kicks the back of a motorcycle, apparently a motorcycle cop's bike, and then he kicks it, and then tries to run as he gets shot. I'm thinking to myself, why the hell would you go up to a cop and kick the back of their motorcycle? Are you expecting to not get shot? The common sense of the rioters there, just like the rioters here, is virtually non-existent. And it's the same type. It's the same people. It's a different country, different language, and maybe different skin colors, because Colombia, they're more brown, and here most of the Antifa and BLM people are all white. So they're not really black. I mean, you have Hispanics and Asians, but it's mostly not that. So there's a lot of, but it's the same group of people basically. When you're really like, I want to say like spiritually and politically, they're the same corrupt organization, using some good-hearted people who in some cases are legitimately mad at what's going on, and rallying them up to basically bash the fash, tear down the system. Now, because and this is the kicker, because of all this stuff, people can't even buy food. Food can't even get transported to the cities. Trucks can't bring gasoline into the cities because these peaceful protesters won't let them. This can create a Mad Max situation. People are going to be fighting and killing for gas. Okay, my brother-in-law, the cop, he's injured, and that's why he's not on duty right now. Maybe it's a good thing for his sake. I don't really care about the rioters at this point. I really don't. I think he has to take his sister, to go to to the doctor or something, but he has to wait in this 10-hour line. He would only take a motorcycle taxi. Okay, in Colombia, you have motorcycle taxis. Guys who ride little like moped scooter type things, and you can hop on the back of their motorcycle, pay them a few bucks, and they'll take you where you need to go. It's actually kind of cool when you think about it. But, I mean, heck, I wouldn't mind going on a motorcycle taxi. That just sounds kind of cool. But the motorcycle taxi, you can't afford gas. You can't get gas. So, I mean, he has to wait in a 10-hour line also to get gas. It's stupid. And if you wait long enough in line, they run out of gas. There's no gas there. Then you have to come back, the next day and wait all day again? This sounds like communism, man. It sounds like they're prepping people for communism. And here's what I think. The president's not going to stop it. And we give so much money to every country in the world, including Colombia. And because Joe Biden, who thinks that Antifa is an idea, not an organization or a movement, because, Joe Biden is the biggest genius, most intelligent president we've ever had ever, not to mention the most benevolent and least likely to sexually assault anybody, right? And he never likes to sniff children all the time. I guarantee you, Joe Biden, basically the Biden administration is going to want to keep the government from cracking down these rioters. And they'll withhold funding. Mark my word on that. That's what's probably going to happen. And so what's going to happen is these revolutionaries are going to keep doing what they're doing because the corrupt politicians want to get their money. They want to keep their money. Okay? They don't really care about the people, unfortunately. And that's what's going to happen. So I tell my wife, they're gearing up for communism. Colombia is gearing up for communism, and it's not a lot of the regular people that want it. Yeah, you have regular people now because a lot of them are getting riled up by the disinformation campaign done by the alternative media. And I'm telling you, it is disinformation. Use common sense. Watch the 4chan videos. Be very skeptical of anything else that you see. Unless it's a complete video, and again, like you see a cop standing there, getting rocks thrown at them, while they're not even attacking the people, and the people are tearing down statues. Okay, so it's a violent time. My wife and I are planning to go into Colombia in December. I don't know if that's going to happen now, unless things calm down, and I mean fast. Like they calm down now. Then in the next month or so, things actually stay normal between then and December. Unless that happens, we're not going to Colombia. I'm not gonna risk my wife and baby's lives just to go see family. There may not be gasoline to drive to my sister-in-law's wedding, or to go become the godparents of our little niece, our great niece. Okay, because I know at 39 years old, I'm a great uncle now, right? Pretty funny. Actually, as soon as I married my wife, I became a great uncle, and that was at 36 years of age. No, 35. Yeah, 35. Anyways, is that right? Yeah, that's right. So, anyways, guys, pay attention because they're going to become the next Venezuela, and I don't want to see it happen. I really don't want to see it happen. I don't want to see the socialist communist takeover of my wife's native country. I don't want to see any other country in South America go that direction. And if Trump were president, this might not be happening. You know what I'm saying? Something else might be going on, or there might be more resolution. I don't know. But there needs to be stability in the region, and communism's not going to do it. Communism's going to screw it all up, and like it does everything. So, anyways, guys, pay attention. Pay attention, okay, and pray for the people of Colombia because they need our prayers and our support right now. Pray for the cops in Colombia right now, not so much the politicians. Pray that they make better decisions, okay. But pray for the good people that don't want to be in the middle of any of this stuff. Pray for the cops who have to deal with the situation, because it's a mess. All right, guys, you have a good day. I'll talk to you next time.